Hey, how are you? I'm Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Team Riser Fall to talk a little college football Saturday for September 10th. And last week's video uh, got caught a lot of heat in a way in the comment section. I know you're not supposed to acknowledge that stuff, but there was some heated discussion in the comments, which I love. If you think the video stinks or is there something I can do better, I am all ears. But come to find out, the video was pretty spot on in parts. Obviously, good and bad. You take the good with the bad, but we're back at it again this week. Before I get into my favorite wide receivers, running backs, and quarterbacks, go to the website at Team Riser Fall. When you get there, use promo code BEASTIE. That'll get you $10 off your first month and all the rankings and the study hubs and the partnership they have with Fantasy Cruncher. Or you can use the 75% off coupon or the 90% off coupon because we are on the verge, one day away from the full week one of the NFL season. So get in now and we'll keep it rolling. When we look at college football today, it's pretty basic, right? It's the second week, we finally, it's like a soft open, as they say, last week, and now we're going to get rolling. But there's still some pretty cake matchups, right? Alabama's playing at Texas, Houston's at Texas Tech, Iowa State. That's already rivalry. Normally you wait till like October, November for those, but they're going to get rolling today here. So let's start off right off the bat. And this one's a gimme, right? Alabama's quarterback, Bryce Young, Alabama at Texas. On FanDuel, Bryce Young is $11,800. On DK, he's $10,200. When you look at what he did last week, it's like you look at the box score and go, oh, Bryce Young, oh, he only threw for 195 yards. Yeah, well, 5 touchdowns as well. I mean, Bryce Young is the cakiest, chalkiest, safest play today in the quarterback position, but there's also that massive upside. So depending on what kind of contests you're playing in, just run with Bryce Young. There's nothing to lose from that. And I have Alabama absolutely spanking Texas, looking like 45-14. So Alabama's going to cover that 20.5 points too, all on the strength of Bryce Young. He's their guy. He's the foundation. When he leaves, they'll go elsewhere. But when all is said and done, we're going to want Bryce Young today. Moving down the list, let's go to Arkansas. Arkansas is playing at home against South Carolina. I love the idea of KJ Jefferson at quarterback for them. When you look at KJ, 9-6 on FanDuel, 7-4 on DK. KJ, 4 touchdowns last week. And when you look at South Carolina, they could hang here. That's the whole basis of my KJ Jefferson spiel here. KJ Jefferson, great quarterback. Arkansas is playing South Carolina. I think South Carolina hangs in this one, so that might push KJ to do a little bit more. What if South Carolina, they answer with a touchdown? Guess what? KJ goes back out there and goes, I need to put another one on the board here. So for me, KJ Jefferson, Arkansas quarterback, as I said, 9-6 on FanDuel, 7-4 on DK. You'll love to see that one. A quick hit, Adrian Martinez, KSU, is playing at Mizzou. He's 8-5 on FanDuel, 6-7 on DK. You know what? He's, as far as quarterbacks go this week, I don't really get the idea, or I don't really feel we need to really pay up. And I know I just touted Bryce Young at 11 grand, but when you look at Adrian Martinez, we know he switched and went into the portal now. Maybe he's upset, he's pissed, he's angry, he's got a chip on his shoulder. And when you look at this matchup against Mizzou, it's no cakewalk here, but I think Adrian Martinez has a great day. And after this week, we're off and running with him, and I could see him mentioned down the list from there. As we move down, there's a few other guys I wanted to mention, how can you put this, honorable mentions, but I stuck with one guy, Clayton Tune. Houston is playing at Texas Tech in this one. Mr. Tune is 10-4 on FanDuel, and on DK, they're sleeping. Tune is only 6,500 on DraftKings. When you look at Clayton Tune here, this game in general is fully stackable. When I look at my notes here, I have Houston winning this one 31-27, so we can stack this sucker from start to finish. And the foundation of this stack is Clayton Tune. He starts, and he's so cheap on DK, we cannot look the other way here with Clayton Tune. Let's go down and talk about some running backs. These ones, I don't want to say I dug deeper than usual, because again, it is a cake slate. Are we going to look at Eastern Michigan playing Western? I mean, we could if we wanted to, but I want to start off with Raheem Sanders. As I said, Arkansas is playing South Carolina. Sanders 7-8 on FanDuel, and on DK he's 7 7-9. He had 118 yards and 3 receptions versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati's defense is pretty good. So when you put those kind of numbers up, you're like, hey, it turns heads. The only thing that stinks there is I don't think he found the end zone. But when you look at the workload he's projected to get against South Carolina, that's why I'm drawn to Raheem Sanders. Really quick, 7-8 on FanDuel, 7-9 on DK. As we move down the list, it's just there's 1,000 guys I want to mention, but I want to talk about this kid from the Iowa State Cyclones here, and it's Jerrell Brock. When you look at Jerrell Brock, there's a few things of note here. Yes, the Iowa defense is very good. More than good. It's outstanding. Not going to fight you on that. Not going to say anything. There's no position to be had there. Their D is so good, but he is so cheap. This Brock kid is, and realistically, all he needs to do is break one big rush, maybe two, a long, reception, something along those lines. And when I say he's 6'5" on FanDuel and on DraftKings, he's only $4,300, and no one's thinking this because again, the Iowa defense is very good, and they're at home. In-state rivalry this earlier in the season, so give Jerrell Brock a chance here, a shot here, whether it's on FanDuel at 6.5 or on DK at 4.3. When we go down the list here, a couple honorable mentions. Deuce Vaughn playing for Kansas State, 7-6 on FanDuel. I wanted to stop on Chase Brown briefly. Illinois is playing against the University of Virginia. Chase Brown, 9-8 on FanDuel, and he's 6-4 on DK. He had 199 yards on 36 carries last Friday, I believe. The heavy usage is, if there was a poster boy for heavy usage after 1 or 2 weeks of college football, it would be Chase Brown. So can you believe it, the fact that Chase Brown, as I said, playing Virginia at this price tag, at least on DK at 6.4. Am I expecting 36 carries? No, but at this rate, 30 plus carries aren't out of the realm of possibility. So give Chase Brown, a once over as you're building your lineups. Let's get into some wide receivers and I'll get you the heck out of here. Couple studs, couple stars, however you want to put it. And I got one running back I want to mention at the end because I got a little thing I want to say here. When we look at the wide receivers, Ainias Smith sticks out to me. Texas A&M, I don't know if any of you know Ainias Smith. Texas A&M speedster, gadget guy for A&M. They're playing App State. Ainias Smith, 8-8 on FanDuel, and on DK, he's $7,000. Here we go, back-to-back videos where we target App State. That's where the argument stemmed from last week. App State, North Carolina. Come to find out, the game ended. North Carolina won. No ill will there. But when you look at Ainias Smith, he's been called, and this is in quotes, an all-world athlete, right? So when you look at this one, when I find my final score here for Texas A&M and App State's going to hang here. I think App State covers the spread here, which is 16.5, but Texas A&M puts up 38 points, and I would not be shocked if Ainias Smith is over 100 yards. If he finds a way into the end zone twice and on a swing route or some kind of gadgety work here. So make sure you get Ainias Smith in your lineups. As we go down, Nathaniel Dell, Houston's playing against Texas Tech. That is a game I have all my eyes on. Houston at Texas Tech, I'm stacking that sucker from start to finish. But Dell, he does it all for Houston as a wide receiver. He returns kicks as well, so this kid is going to be on the field a whole heck of a lot. And Dell is 9.6 on FanDuel, only $6,000 on DraftKings, and you like when your wide receiver is involved in punt returns, kick returns, and he's on the field. He's their Swiss Army knife, and I love that saying for a DFS wide receiver. As we go down and we bring this video to an end, I want to take another look at this Wisconsin game here. Chimere, I believe his name is probably pronounced Chimere Dike here. Wisconsin, only $4,200 on FanDuel, $6,800 on DK. We know with Braylon Allen, their running back, that's the guy I want to talk to before we split here. We know the Badgers are run, a running back university, however you want to put it here. But in between those runs here, Dike has a chance to really be the wide receiver one in the mix. Are we expecting a ton of work? No, I would be happy if Dike had 6 to 7 targets and he catches 5 of those, 80, 90 yards, and finds the end zone. We're cooling it. We're kicking it. So Chimere Dike, 6.8 on FanDuel, only $4,200 on DraftKings. I wanted to bring it back here really quick to Braylon Allen, the Wisconsin running back. Allen, a ton of money, 10.8 on FanDuel. On DraftKings, he's $7,000 even. even, but he had 148 yards rushing last week and 2 touchdowns. And I mean, it's insane. He had most of those yards, 148, 96 of them were on one play in the second quarter. It's a Power 5 matchup, Wisconsin, in this zone here. So give me Braylon Allen if you can afford him as kind of in that flex spot. You can do super flex on college football lineups, but when you look at this one, God forbid or God willing, you have 10-8 left over, use it on Braylon Allen. They are going to feed this kid the rock, and he's just going to eat here in this one. Wisconsin wins 31-13, so they'll cover the 17.5 points as well. One other note, Tennessee Volunteers are playing at Pitt tomorrow, whenever you're watching this video. This is probably my favorite stackable game of them all, as I have Pittsburgh winning this one 38-35. So you're looking at 65, 75, however many points that adds up to be. Pitt will cover the plus 6.5, and they will win 38-34, as I said. So before I split, make sure you go to the website, like, share, leave a comment here, good or bad. I think a comment is a comment, good, bad, ugly. We can always discuss what's on your mind, and that's what I love most about making these videos. I give you some ideas, you give me your ideas, we argue, we fight, whatever it is. I love it all. That's why I do this. Make sure you go to the website, use promo code Beastie. You'll get $10 off your first month of premium services. We have the 75% off offer and the 90%, and they're just giving the stuff away because we believe in the site so much. We want you here with us before week 1 and the duration of the NFL season. So until I see you again, be good, stay calm, and let's stack up some college football money, shall we? I'll see you next time. Bye.